All right, good afternoon, traders. Hopefully, everyone is having a great weekend so far. Before we get into the show, I really want to thank all my subscribers. I really do appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. And if you're not a subscriber and you happen to be watching the show, go ahead and do so. I really do think you're going to get a lot of valuable information from my technical analysis. All right, guys, as you know, today is Sunday. We are going to go over the SPY, and then we are going to go over Eric's Sunday's best picks. And if this is your first day watching the show, that's when I release 3 picks that are poised to perform or outperform the market overall based on their technical setups. All right, guys, with that, let's go into the SPY, and then we'll go into those 3 picks. All right, guys. So as you know, last week we did do a 52-week high on Thursday, and then on Friday we did gap down, and and we retested this, midpoint Bollinger Band right there, and then we did close right above that 10 SMA, guys. So what's going to happen next week? Well, it's really hard to tell. The point is 2 things. First of all, these bull rallies rarely end with a gap down. Okay, so this gap at some point will probably be filled. Okay, number one. Secondly, the idea is to know these levels. We have to defend this midpoint Bollinger Band right here, guys. If we don't, we start getting below this midpoint Bollinger Band, start getting below the low from 12/14, December 14th, where we made that high previously back here on the 9th and 10th right up there. So this move would suggest a lower move, right? Because now all of a sudden we're making lower lows, okay? So if that were to happen, watch that very carefully. Watch the defense of that midpoint Bollinger Band, guys. If we start getting below that, we start getting below 364.47, there's a high probability that we will retest that 50-day moving average. Now, I'm not suggesting that we're going to go straight down there. It could very well just start chopping around here, right in between that lower Bollinger Band, okay? Have this 50 SMA start moving up, and then finally, once we start touching that, maybe we'll start seeing a continuation of that of this uptrend, if you will. Okay, guys. So again, that is the SPY. And if you don't want to do all that homework, come back, subscribe. I go over the SPY every day on the show, and then you could trade off those levels based on my information. Okay, guys, that's the SPY. All right, I'm really excited for today's 3 picks. I think all 3 picks are going to do really well this week. Hopefully, one of them will do as well as VUZI did last Sunday. VUZI, as you know, doubled. It went basically from 450, went over $9. It did settle right around there at 831. So hopefully, again, one of these stocks will do as well. First one on the list is a SPAC. It's a GIK. It's in that EV space. Came basically public not too long ago, back in late November. Did have this massive run all the way up to 1443. It's pulled back now. It's on my list. I've been really, really patient. Now it's right back here at this 50-day moving average, guys, where that initial breakout was. So now, to me, this 50-day moving average has to be defended. So that's why, as you can see, I have this alert set on Monday. If it starts breaking above 1126, which happens to be the high of not only Friday, but of Thursday, which gives me that extra confirmation that I want, I will be a buyer at 1126 or above. Okay, guys? And then I use this 50-day moving average right down here at 1072 right here as my out, meaning any close below that 1072, I will be out of that price. So essentially, I'm going to risk about 50 to 52 cents on this trade, and hopefully, we'll see maybe a $2 or $3 gain, if not more, in this name. Okay, that's GIK. Now, specifically, again, this is in that EV space. So if you see the Teslas, the Neos, the workhorses, the Candies doing really well, this one should go up as well. Okay, that's GIK. Put that on your list. Be a buyer above 1126 and sell anything below that 50-day moving average, which is 1072. Okay, GIK. Second stock on the list we've played in the past. This one I think is starting to really get a little bit of momentum. I'm going to bring this on a few charts to show you. All right, it is ALT. Right here, guys, ALT. Let me zoom in. Again, I have my alert set. I'm going to be a buyer above 1304, which happens to be the high of not only Friday, but Thursday. Okay, so any move above 1304, I will be a buyer. And then any close below that 50 and 200-day moving averages, which happen to be right there, very close to each other, which are 1262 and 1256 respectively. Any close below that as my out. Again, I am risking about a buck and a half on this one, right? 1304 all the way down to 1156 on this trade. So I'm going to risk $1.50, and hopefully, not hopefully, and we should see an appreciation of this, in the I'm hoping $14-15 range by the end of the week on ALT. Okay, guys. Again, I want to bring this on a couple of other charts to make that confirmation why it's a buy. And this is the weekly chart, weekly candlesticks. And again, we are above the 9 SMA on the weekly. To me, that's a bullish sign. And then lastly, that 513 EMA chart where the 5 EMA is over the 13 is a bullish indicator, and we are above that. Again, I have my alert 1304. Any move above that should send this higher. So watch this very carefully. And then any close below, like I said, 1156 down here should be a sell. Okay, that's ALT. Last stock I'm really excited about. Been in it since December 10th, and if you've watched the show on a regular basis, I've been in it since $13.30. That's my cost average. I did add more to it, is SGBX right here. Again, guys, take a look at this chart. It's setting up so nicely going into tomorrow. We have a few things going on. The 10 is clearly above that 50. That 50 just recently crossed that 200-day moving average, which is called the Golden Cross. And take a look, guys. We are moving into this new value area right up in here. Okay, guys? So these two horizontal yellow lines indicate where 70% of all the trades happen. So 30% are either below us or above us. Okay, guys? What does that mean? There is not many shares above us. There's not too many people stuck in this name to want to get out, right? They haven't been stuck too long and say, you know what, as soon as I get to a certain level, I'm out. This means this has a tendency to run. Not much resistance on this. I really, really love the setup on this, okay? SGBX. But again, we're going to bring it up on a couple of different charts to make that, confirmation why it should be a buy. And then clearly that 5 is above that 13 EMA. Take a look at that. Very nice. And then lastly, that 9 SMA I want to show you right here. Price is above, much higher than that 9 SMA all the way down here at 295. Let's call it $3. Okay, so watch this for Monday. It should really make a nice move. I do want to say one thing though. Please do not buy this over $5, guys. If it starts moving fast, this is a high beta name. If it very, very thinly, there's not many shares out there. I don't want to say thinly traded. It actually trades quite a bit, but it does have these wide swings. So again, try to be a buyer as close to this 10 SMA down here as possible. Okay, right down here at 366. I know that's a buck away, but it can easily happen where short sellers come in, try to push this down, but this has to be defended because we have that value area high and that 10 SMA right here. So I would be a buyer anything below 4. And then use this 10 SMA right here. Okay, guys, that 10 SMA right there at 366, call it as my out price. Okay, so it needs to defend that. Please remember, do not buy this too high. Scale into your positions. Don't go all in on something like this. But I do think this one has the same potential as VUZI to, I don't want to call it to say double, but I think it could do really well this week. But trade location is key, is extremely important on this one, okay? That is SGBX. So let's go over those 3 stocks real quickly, and then I'll let you go for the weekend. First one, GIK. Remember, be a buyer above that 1304, and then be a seller anything below, that 1072. That's that 50-day moving average. Okay, guys. Second stock was ALT. Be a buyer again. I'm sorry, GIK was a buy above 1125, if I'm not mistaken. 1126. So I'll be a buyer above 1126, and then sell below that 1072, which would make it below that 50-day moving average. I was thinking of ALT. I apologize. Be a buyer above 1304, and then be a seller anywhere below, let's say 1150, 1160, right down there. And then lastly, SGBX. Be a buyer below 5. Closer to that 10 SMA if possible. If it's below 4, even better. And then be a seller anywhere below that 10 SMA, which happens to be at 366. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Again, my name is Eric, and you can reach me by leaving a comment down below, and I'll make sure to get right back to you. Thanks again for joining me on this Sunday. And before I let you go, please be a subscriber. I really do think with my technical analysis, you'll learn something. You'll be able to eventually trade on your own, trade your own setups, and I think that's what's important, right? Learning how to do this on your own. All right, everyone. Thanks again. Have a great weekend, and remember, we'll see you Monday after the close. And trade smart and be safe.